Hey guys, we are going to do day 14 all together, ELA and Math. It's another heavy math lesson, and I'm going to give you some clues as to what I want you to really do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at ELA-wise is it says, write the correct spelling of each word. If you are unsure, check the spelling in an online or print dictionary. If you have a real dictionary, you can look up the words. We have practiced that in class. If you have an online, go to dictionary.com. And I'm going to use number 1 as an example. And now that I'm recording, I can't actually flip it, I don't think. So I'm just going to kind of hold it here to my computer. I don't know if you can see that. But this is dictionary.com. I'm going to try each word. Antonym means two opposite words. So I'm going to try the first one, A-N-T. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to try it. O-N-I-M. I'm hoping you can see it. I don't know. So no results for antonym. That's going to tell me, well, if there's no results, I need to check it again. So let me try the other spelling that they give you. Is there a result for antonym? Yes. The word is an opposite meaning to another. So fast is slow. I hope you can see that. But if you want to use dictionary.com, that's a great way to try and find that information. All right. Now let's get started. I'm going to show you some of the things from the book today. So just because it's tricky to get this all done. So the first one says shade the models to help solve each equation. We're going to look at number 7. So number 7 here says first it says shade the models to help solve each equation. So what am I going to do? The first one, they want me to shade 5 out of the 8 pieces. The second one, they want me to shade 2 out of the 8 pieces. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you in a second. I guess I could have started from the bottom. I started from the top. You can do it either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. Okay. So the 5 and the 2. Okay. I did 5 in one, 2 in the other. Now I had to shade the total amount. What's 5 plus 2 out of the 8 for the last one? What's 5 plus 2? Well, let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done the 5. I've done the 5 there. Now I have to add the 2 more for the next part. 1, 2. So what does that equal? That equals 7 out of 8 pieces. So we're going to write 7 out of 8 pieces. And that's how you're going to do these problems. You're just going to say how many total. So you're going to add each piece and then put it in there. Now the next part is looking at measure the length of each side to find the perimeter or the area in centimeters. If you have a ruler, awesome. I couldn't find a ruler. The kids and I looked everywhere. So I used a measuring tape I had for a bridesmaid dress. Woo! So here's my centimeter side. If you don't get the exact measurements that I got, that's okay. Do you, boo? I'm good. So for this, and I will take a picture of this and actually post it on there too. And I got myself all screwed up. You just line the ruler up. We've done measuring. You take it and you start it at the 0 or the 1. But if you're starting at that 1, oh, I got it backwards. Starting here at that 1, be mindful. So that's why you're going to see some scribbles on mine because I wasn't paying attention. Well, I did. It's just I was using the wrong part. So you're going to see some scribbles, but you'd measure along. So if you started here at this 1, you would have 2, 3, 4, but it would actually, from 2 to 5 would actually only technically be 4, not 5. So make sure you're mindful of that. Okay, so for the first ones, sorry, this is again really weird. Okay, it's a square. Now a square means that all 4 sides are the same. And I got the measurements of 3. If you have a ruler at home, find your own measurements. You don't have to use mine. But I got 3. And in numbers 1 and 2, they want you to find area. So I got this. Now these ones are both 2. but this is actually 6. This is where things got really screwed with me and my marker. So these sides are actually 6 centimeters. And then we're gonna do perimeter here. So I got 2.5 centimeters, 5 and a 4. Thank you, Bear. And then here I got 3, 2.5 and 3. So and I will take a picture of this and put it on my Google Classroom too so you can see what I have. So if you don't have a ruler, please go do it yourself. Or if you do have a ruler, but if you don't, here are the measurements that I came up with. So remember, for area, when we are looking for the area of any figure, closed figure like that, we do length times width. Okay, so let's say I draw a square, or this is the length of a quadrilateral. I'm sorry, I said closed figure. No, it's the area of a quadrilateral, which these first two are. So length times width. So let's say this is 4 centimeters and this is 5 centimeters. I'll say one's a little bit, I actually have it wrong where they would be. But for this case, it would be 4 times 5, which equals 20 centimeters squared. Remember, when we do area, we have to put that little squared, or you can write the word squared or SQ period. So for quadrilaterals area, we have covered this. It is length times width. Okay? Now what about our perimeter? Let's say you're looking at perimeter and you're looking at a triangle. And let's say this is 8 centimeters. And I'm gonna use an example that has a decimal because I found a decimal. If you don't find the decimal, that's okay. Or yes. So I'm gonna say this is 9.5 centimeters. And we'll say this is 8 centimeters too, okay? So to find the perimeter of an object, a closed object like this, to find the perimeter, we have to add all of the lengths. So when we were working with quadrilaterals, it would say length plus width, or length plus width, or length plus width. In triangles, we just add the 3 pieces. So we add the side, side, and side. So for this one, remember, we're gonna add 2 at a time. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Now we gotta add this third one in. 16 plus 9.5. Here's a little trick where you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't even have a decimal. If it had a decimal, you can add that decimal and it'd be 0.0. That does not change the value of what you're working with. So 16.0 plus 9.5, well, 0 plus 5 equals 5. 6 plus 9 equals 15. I'm gonna put that one carried over. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So what is our perimeter of this triangle? The perimeter equals 25.5 centimeters. You don't have to square this. This is not area. I know this is really sloppy. This is not my best work here. So you do not need to square it, but you just add all the sides together to get perimeter. And then our final part we're going to do here is looking at some problems. I want you to try your best on these. These are a bit tricky. And when they're asking you to put it in its simplest form, for this, I just want you to make sure that you're making proper fractions. I want you to convert it. You're not going to write it in its simplest form. I haven't taught you how to write it in its simplest form yet. That was next unit. So for right now, all I want you to do is if you get an improper fraction, I want you to make it proper. So if it's improper, I want you to make it proper to that mixed number. I want you to make it to a proper, and this is the wrong paper, so don't ignore that one. I have the other one on Google Classroom and I'll post it for next week too. My gosh, I'm all over the place today. So, for example, each word problem says solve it, show your work, give each answer in its simplest form. I'm not going to have you put it in your simplest form, so I'll probably share a separate answer key for this because I haven't taught it to you yet. And I will probably put up a video at some point with simplest form, but I'm not going to do it now. So just make sure you have proper fractions. There's a couple things I want to show you. Number 1, 15, Nola spends 2 hours at the library. She spends 3/4 of an hour on the computer, 1/4 of an hour looking for books, and 1/4 of an hour looking at DVDs. How much time does she have left for reading? Well, first thing you need to know is how much is 1/4 of an hour? 1/4 of an hour is 15 minutes. Because if you add 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15, that's 60 minutes. So when they say 1/4, that means 15 minutes. So first let's look, how many quarters are in 1 hour? Well, that would be 4/4 equals 1. Anytime the numerator and denominator are the same, it equals 1. So if the denominator is 4, the numerator is 4. So I want you to find out how many quarters are in 2 hours. Then I want you to find out how many quarters she's used up and see how many quarters she has left. This is a multi-step problem, okay? So you're gonna find out how much time does she have left. If you put that in quarters of an hour, I'm okay with that. If you put that in minutes, I'm okay with that. I just want you to try your best. Like I said, I might put my own answer key up on Google Classroom for this because this is complicated. Number 16, Juan rode his bike 2/3 of a mile to school, 1/3 mile to the library, and 2/3 of a mile home. How much did he ride all together? This is going to be one of those, you're gonna add the pieces, and then you're going to change it from an improper fraction to a proper. Improper to a proper. Here we go. An improper fraction, you're gonna convert it to a mixed number by dividing that denominator into the numerator here. Your new whole number is going to be this number, your quotient answer. Your denominator is